What's up, guys? Happy Tuesday, final day of April here. We're officially just over a month into the MLB season. I'm gonna admit, not the greatest day yesterday. The Mets blew the game in late. I don't know, just the Phillies couldn't get it done. So that's on me. It was a bad day. In my opinion, that's not acceptable, but can't focus on yesterday. Yesterday was, just a so-so day. Lost a little bit of money. I think I lost like 1.89 units or something like that. So we got to bounce back today. We're going to try to find some solid winners. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you like this video. It just helps the channel grow. Obviously, I'm trying to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers sometime during the baseball season, and then we'll do football next year, and we'll be getting into everything as the season goes on if the channel keeps growing. So like and subscribe. Don't forget to drop your MLB picks in the comments or any picks you want to talk about or you like today. Without further ado, let's get into it, though. I don't want to waste your guys' time, so let's go. All right, first game up, we're going to the Yankees-Orioles game. The Yankees let us down. They got shut out yesterday. It was pretty much, they didn't strike out a lot, but they just couldn't get anything done. Now you get Nestor Cortez going, the lefty, versus Dean Kramer, the righty. I'll admit the Yankees are crushing righties over the last 7 days. They're batting .296 average. This Yankees team is, they've seen it in the Brewers series where they lost the first game. Then they bounced back. They put up 30 runs over the last 2 games. This total, I think it opened at 8.5. It moved to 9 and 9.5 at some spots. As far as the bullpen goes, these are pretty similar in my opinion, but some of these guys are absolutely crushing. Like Aaron Judge, for example, 3 home runs and 10 at-bats for Dean Kramer. Anthony Rizzo, the lefty, loves to pull the ball, which is good at Camden Yards. Cabrera has 3 home runs versus right-handed pitching. Rizzo has 5 home runs, batting .312. Juan Soto, 5 home runs, batting .312. So I don't like that Alex Verdugo's on the paternity list. I didn't like the pick for the Yankees as much yesterday when I seen that announced. This one, Gunnar Henderson has absolutely been crushing. He hits lefties well. He hits righties well, obviously. But he's got 3 home runs, batting .333 versus lefties. So I could see Gunnar Henderson tagging one here. I could see Judge and Rizzo both getting one. Maybe Rizzo might be a little harder to hit. But the Orioles in Baltimore, the wind's blowing out 8 to 10 mile an hour. So that should help a little bit of the ball carry. Both these pitchers can give up home runs. We've seen 6-3-1 to the over the last 10. And usually in this series, when we see a low-scoring game, like we've seen it last season where it was like 1-0, then the next game it was like Yankees bounced back 8-3, 9-3. So honestly, I kind of lean to the over in this game. I think both these offenses are solid. If I was going to take a side right now, I think I would take the Yankees, but it's so public that I don't love it. The Orioles at +money. My concern is Dean Kramer can give up lots of contact. He's got a high barrel rate, which I don't love, especially with guys that can absolutely rake. His barrel rate's almost 14%, whereas Nestor Cortez is 3.8%. And Nestor Cortez has a lower walk rate. Both these pitchers have a lower walk rate. The expected numbers for Dean Kramer are not great. So if I was going to take a side, I would lean to the Yankees money line, but I want to play the over. I'm just hoping that the number comes down throughout the day. If it gets bet down to 8.5, I would bet it, but I don't think it's going to get there. If it's at 9, I take it over at 9. All right, next we go to Rogers Center where the Jays host the Royals. I will note right off the bat, the Kansas City Royals have lost 7 straight games at Rogers Center now. This one is a rematch from last week in Kansas City. We're seeing Cole Ragans, the lefty, going versus Jose Barrios, the righty, versus left-handed pitching. The Blue Jays, Justin Turner leads the team with 7 RBIs and 15 at-bats with a home run. Davis Schneider has 2 home runs. Dalton Varsho and George Springer both have a home run. Ernie Clement has a home run. On the other side, Kansas City versus righties. Salvador Perez, 6 home runs, batting .350 with 22 RBIs. He also has a home run and 5 RBIs off of Jose Barrios in his career. This is tough because last week we seen the same total, 7.5. The game finished 2-1. That was in Kansas City. This one kind of tough. it kind of a 50-50 game. The only difference here for me is the Blue Jays have Yimi Garcia and Jordan Romano available in this for their bullpen if this is a close game late, which might save them, might be able to pull them off with the win. I still don't trust either one of these bullpens. Honestly, we seen 11 runs yesterday. I could honestly see this one getting up over the total, but we have seen, let's see, what the last 10 meetings, I think it's 2-7-1 to the under. So we see lots of lower scoring games between these two, but I got to go with the Blue Jays in this one. I like them at home better. They're starting to slowly get into it, and I think the advantage of having those two guys available in the bullpen could help them out if this game is close late. I'm hoping the Blue Jays have the lead going late into this game, obviously, because if they don't, then they might be in trouble. But they're still batting .231 versus lefties over the last 7 days. Royals batting .255 versus righties. So Bobby Witt Jr. has 3 RBIs versus Jose Barrios. Other than that, look, I think this could be a lower scoring game to start out with. But Justin Turner just hit 2 home runs yesterday. Maybe that momentum carries over. At the current time of this, the Blue Jays at like -130. I think I got to go with it. It's probably going to move more. The total at 7.5 doesn't surprise me, like I said. But going against these same pitchers, that gives the advantage a little bit to the hitters around in this game. And like I said, these bullpens can give it up. So I could see this game getting, I don't know, it's tough, man. I could see this being a 5-2 Blue Jays win, or so it's tough as far as the total goes. I just got to take the Jays in this one. I just like them better at home. If this was in Kansas City, I'd probably be all over Kansas City, but I think the Blue Jays get another win. I did take them yesterday. They barely got that win, but I actually don't mind them in this spot with Jose Barrios. So you could play them on the first 5, but like I said, with having Jordan Romano and Yimi Garcia available, that just is a little bit of a boost for me versus the Royals bullpen. So I like that. I like that little edge there. So if you don't want to take this play, I don't even blame you. Lane juice with the Blue Jays, not the greatest thing to do, but right now I got to take the Jays. All right, now we're going to Citi Field where the Mets take on the Cubs. Man, the Mets just, what a letdown yesterday. Had the lead going late into that game, and then the bullpen gave it away, and they ended up losing, giving up a 2-run shot to Christopher Morel. We got 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing in at Citi Field again, so we're seeing a low total. Sean Manaea, the lefty, going against Javier Assad, the righty. Look, I like Javier Assad more in as far as these starting pitchers go. In my opinion, I just don't like Sean Manaea. He can give up walks. His last outing wasn't terrible. He did have 6 strikeouts in 4 2/3 inning, but that was to the Giants. So as far as the Mets right now, let's see, they're hitting .215 versus righties over the last 7 days. The Cubs are hitting .250 versus lefties. I just trust the Cubs a little bit more. I like Javier Assad more than Sean Manaea. When you look at Sean Manaea's expected numbers, they're not good. His expected batting average goes up like a lot. So, they're expecting him to get hit hard. His walk rate is 13.1%. Javier Assad can get some strikeouts. He's got a 24.5% K rate right now this season. I like his expected numbers. He does give up some hard hit balls, but this Mets team is just very inconsistent. You don't know what you're going to get from them. Pete Alonso's struggling right now. They're not really in great form. So to lay juice with them, I just don't really love it. So, the Cubs at +money. Yesterday we took the Mets kind of on that Sunday night baseball angle. Had a little bit to do with that, obviously. And we kind of seen the Cubs sluggish. Obviously, we seen that little bit of a hangover from Sunday night. But they still ended up getting it done late in the game. So I got to go with the Cubs at +money. This Mets team is just way too inconsistent for me. It's hard to trust them right now. So Cubs at +money. Yeah. All right, now we're going to get into Wrigley Field where the White Sox host the Twins. Yesterday we were on the Twins. And look, I got to go right back to them today. We've seen this exact pitching matchup a week ago. Simeon Woods Richardson, the righty, going versus Michael Soroka. Michael Soroka, 5 innings pitched last time out versus the Twins. He gave up 2 home runs, only had 1 strikeout. Simeon Woods Richardson, 6 strikeouts in 5 innings. He did give up 7 hits, but he only gave up 1 walk on 2 earned runs. That was a 6-3 Twins win. I'd still trust this Twins pen more than this White Sox bullpen. I trust this Twins team more. So like I said, they still have owned this matchup. Ryan Jeffers has 4 home runs, batting .295 with 15 RBIs versus right-handed pitching this season. He also has a home run versus Michael Soroka. That was last game. Edward Julien, 6 home runs, 11 RBIs, batting .219. He also has a home run in 3 at-bats versus Michael Soroka. Max Kepler has a home run off Michael Soroka. So some guys on this Twins team that are pretty consistent. I think Edward Julien could potentially tag Soroka for another one in Chicago here. As far as the other side, Eloy Jimenez, I've said it again, and Andrew Benintendi are kind of the two go-to guys right now as far as like getting hits, and RBIs and stuff like that. Gavin Sheets can get some RBIs and get on base, but he strikes out a ton. I got to go back to the Twins, honestly, with this one. I think Michael Soroka is just not in good form. I will note Edward Julien, his barrel rate, 17.2% right now this season. So he's mashing the ball. He's getting good contact on the ball. Simeon Woods Richardson, his walk rate is very low, whereas you got Michael Soroka's got a high walk rate and a very low K rate. His expected numbers are bad. So nothing good is good about Michael Soroka. So give me the Twins again on the money line. I know it's juiced, but I mean, yesterday we seen them just eke out a win. This one, I think they win this game a little more comfortably. We've seen this before. They won that first game of the series last week. They won it by 1 run, and then the next 2 games they won each by 3 runs. 9 of the last 10 meetings they've still won. So I got to go with the Twins again. I just don't think the White Sox will get it done with Michael Soroka. All right, now we're looking at Texas and Washington Nationals coming into Texas for this one. Nationals just swept that 4-game series versus the Marlins, underdogs all 4 times. We made some good money betting on the Nationals that series. This one is kind of tough. They're in a little bit of a tough spot. They had to play last night and then travel to Texas. Now they got to face a Texas team that's hitting, I think, 277 versus left-handed pitching over the last 7 days. They are striking out lots. Rangers are striking out about, I think it was 34.7% of the time. Washington is 220 average versus right-handed pitching, 21.5% K rate. This is a tough spot, honestly, for Mackenzie Gore and the Nationals. I like Mackenzie Gore. His last 2 outings, he's had the loss in both of them. He's only had 4 strikeouts in back-to-back ones. But he's kind of limited damage for the teams that he's faced. He gave up 7 hits in both of them, 1 earned run and 3 earned runs. That was to the Astros and the Dodgers. The 1 earned run was a home run. This Texas team can obviously get going at any time. Their offense has actually kind of disappointed me lately. It's been not the greatest for a team that just won the World Series. This team is still only 15-14 on the season. They're playing a 50-50 Nationals team that's on a little bit of a heater right now. I mean, this is a Nationals team that's doing what people weren't expecting them to do, and that's win as many games as they've lost. So Mackenzie Gore, though, he's been struggling to get the wins. Texas has a day off. Texas also has their bullpen, their relievers, over the last week have pitched just over 21 innings. Their average that they're giving hitters is 139. The whip is 0.69, and they're striking out about 33% of the guys that they're facing. So the Nationals might be in trouble in this one. As much as I hate fading the Nationals after how much money they made us, I just think this is a bad spot for them. John Gray hasn't had great numbers versus the Nationals in his career, and he is still looking for his first win, I believe. Or he got the win last time. 7 strikeouts in 4 2/3 innings versus the Mariners. So honestly, I could see the Rangers getting this one done reluctantly. But I think they're juiced a -140 or whatever it is for -156. This line hasn't moved at all. So honestly, that's kind of surprising because I feel like the Nationals will start taking some money, but I think it's just a bad spot for the Nationals. As much as I would like to take them at that big plus price, I just don't think they can get it done in this spot. I think the Rangers end up getting this win. All right, going to Houston where the Guardians come to town. Two pitchers I do not like. Carlos Carrasco going for the Guardians, Hunter Brown the righty. Both righties here. Going Hunter Brown the righty going for Houston. Carlos Carrasco's last start, 3 home runs given up to the Red Sox, 9 hits, 4 strikeouts in 5 innings, 5 earned runs. Hunter Brown has yet to record a win. He hasn't got run support in a lot of his games. He did have 6 strikeouts in 4 innings. His last outing. I don't like either one of these pitchers. I don't like their expected numbers. I don't like their actual numbers. I mean, maybe the Astros turned a corner with, that Rockies series in Mexico. Their offense kind of came alive. They have sent Jose Abreu down, who's been absolutely abysmal. They recalled this youngster. I think his name's Joey. I think he hit 13 home runs in AAA. So they're trying to do some stuff to adjust their hitting and their lineup. The thing for me here is the Astros have absolutely owned Carlos Carrasco. Yordan Alvarez, multiple home runs, 2 home runs and 3 at-bats versus him. Kyle Tucker has a home run and 2 at-bats. Jose Altuve, 13 at-bats, 1 home run, 385 average. Alex Bregman, 13 at-bats, 308 average, 1 home run. I don't know. I think the Astros have the advantage here. These are 2 teams that have started off the year completely different. Cleveland is 19-9. Houston is 9-19. Cleveland has won 7 of their last 10. Houston has won 3 of their last 10. So, but they have won 2 games in a row. I could see them, winning this game. They have the top relief right now in top 5. Their relief pitching over the last week, 169 average allowed. Cleveland is allowing hitters. Cleveland's bullpen over the last week has allowed hitters to get, 272 average. So not the greatest that you want to see from a bullpen that's, been fairly solid. They did get, a tough series in Atlanta. I think this one, I hate taking so many favorites, but I think the Astros get this one done. I'm going to take Yordan Alvarez to record an RBI. I think he can bounce one in. He might, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked to see him hit a home run in this game, actually. He was good in that Mexico City series. Now he comes back home against a pitcher that he's owned. He should be hitting, I'm assuming he'll be hitting cleanup in this game. So I think Yordan Alvarez gets an RBI here. I think we see some runs from both sides. But ultimately, unfortunately, I got to take the Astros in this one. -140, I think they get the win. I do not like either one of these pitchers, so maybe the over's in play, but the Astros bullpen, like I said, has been solid over the last week, so that could limit the chances of it getting over. The computer model likes the under at 9. I just got to go with the Astros reluctantly in this one. I think they get the win in this one. I don't like either one of these pitchers. If I was going to take Cleveland, I would take them first 5 plus a half a run, hoping that they either had the lead or had it tied in the first 5. But for the full game, I think the Astros win this game. This series of games has been actually really tough to find some good edges in so far. But with the Astros and how they've owned the Guardians and their bullpen being hot, I think that, or this Carlos Carrasco in general, and their bullpen being in good form, I unfortunately have to take the Astros. All right, going to Anaheim now, where the Phillies take on the Angels here. Spencer Turnbull going, Tyler Anderson, the lefty, going for the Angels. When it comes to the Phillies versus left-handed pitching, 243 average versus lefties over the last 7 days, 25.6% K rate. Angels versus right-handed pitching the last 7 days, 263 average, 29.1% K rate. So both of these teams can strike out a lot. Tyler Anderson can get some strikeouts. He had 7 strikeouts versus the Orioles in 5 innings last outing, but he can also give up home runs. He's given up 4 home runs in his last 3 starts. He's kind of struggled. He hasn't gotten wins. Spencer Turnbull on the other side, he's been kind of the opposite. He did take the loss in his last outing, but he still had 8 strikeouts in 5 innings. So Spencer Turnbull can give up the odd solo home run. I trust him a little bit more. This Phillies bullpen still not my favorite. Over the last, let's look at the recent numbers. Over the season, they're not the greatest. over the last 7 days, the relief pitchers have pitched just over 20 innings, 2.44 average allowed, a K rate of about 28%. So not horrible numbers. I don't like the average allowing that, but when you look at the Angels, the last week, their relief pitchers have pitched over 28 innings, 307 average allowed, only a 17.4% K rate, and a 1.88 whip. So that's definitely concerning that your bullpen's doing that. I think I got to go back to the Phillies, even though they burned us yesterday. I like the Angels versus right-handed pitching. I think I just got to take the Phillies in a bounce back spot. I think Spencer Turnbull is the little bit better option. I could see Mike Trout solo home run in this one for sure. Obviously, versus right-handed pitching, he's still the most dangerous hitter on this team. Taylor Ward, I've mentioned it. Logan O'Hoppe. On the Phillies side versus lefties, Kyle Schwarber, 2 home runs, batting .313. Alec Boehm, 2 home runs, batting .371. As far as batter versus pitcher history versus Tyler Anderson, Kyle Schwarber has a home run in 8 at-bats. Alec Boehm has a home run in 5 at-bats. Bryce Harper has 3 home runs in 10 at-bats. Whit Merrifield has a home run in 11 at-bats. So they know Tyler Anderson pretty well. They've hit him before. They've hit home runs off him before. Anaheim, we see in 8 to 10 mile an hour winds blowing out to left field. So I could see a couple of the big names, Kyle Schwarber hitting a home run, Bryce Harper hitting a home run, maybe Alec Boehm catches one. But I think the Phillies win this game. I think Spencer Turnbull is good enough to get the Phillies a win here. So I don't like this Angels bullpen. Once Tyler Anderson comes out, I think the Phillies could open this one up a little bit. So Christopher Sanchez yesterday was obviously not the best option to take the Phillies with, but I think Spencer Turnbull is the better option to take today with this side here. But like I said, Mike Trout solo home run definitely in the cards here in this one. I could definitely see it. I could see it happening in the first inning, honestly. But I think the Phillies find a way to win this game. All right, going to Arizona now, where the Dodgers take on the D-backs. Yesterday, Tommy Hendry got pulled. Tommy Hendry got pulled in after 4 innings. Yeah, this D-backs bullpen came in and just blew the game out again. So I just can't trust this D-backs bullpen. It's so bad. Whereas the Dodgers relief pitchers over the last week, 25% K rate, allowing hitters to hit 1.61 average, a whip below 1, leaving batters, 87% of batters on base. So that's a big difference in this game. Honestly, Dodgers are mashing left-handed pitching over the last week. .315 average. Are only striking out about 8 to 9% of the time. They're still walking quite a bit, and this is not a small sample size either. Diamondbacks are hitting the league worst, .182 average with a 28.5% K rate over the last week versus right-handed pitching. That's bad. That's very bad. They can hit lefties well, but for some reason over the last week they're struggling versus righties. And now they get the righty Landon Knack here. His first 2 starts have been both versus Washington. He's given up home runs in both of them. He had 5 strikeouts. He's had 9 strikeouts total in 11 innings, given up 4 earned runs, 2 home runs. So not exactly the greatest numbers for him, but Jordan Montgomery, his strikeout numbers have not been good. He's only got 7 strikeouts in 13 innings. He's only walked 1 batter, given up 1 home run. But I mean, the Dodgers can hit lefties well. That's the big difference here. It makes it hard for a team that's bullpen sucks. A team that, you got Shohei Ohtani, Teoscar Hernandez, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, just got a stacked lineup. Shohei Ohtani, 23.3% barrel rate on the season. He can hit both lefties and righties. Other than Montgomery's low walk rate, his numbers aren't terrible, but I still don't like him. He's not getting enough strikeouts. So in a game that's 50-50, in my opinion, I got to lean with the side that's a better bullpen. The Dodgers are still 10-3, I think, this season as a road favorite. D-backs 1-3 as home underdogs, 7-7 altogether at home. When they're underdogs or even money, they're 5 wins and 10 losses. So for some reason, they just struggle in the underdog role this season. Don't trust their bullpen. Dodgers hit lefties well. I don't like the pitching matchup. I think Montgomery's the better pitcher as far as the the starting pitching here. But Jordan Montgomery's he's not showing me anything that gives me a lot. If the Diamondbacks were bigger underdogs here, I might look at them. But after yesterday, the way they're hitting right-handed pitching and their bullpen's still struggling, I just don't see any value in taking the Diamondbacks as minus 105 odds. I just would rather the Dodgers team that is more consistent and hits better. Teoscar Hernandez still has the most home runs. He's got a 282 average with 3 home runs versus left-handed pitching. Mookie Betts 383 average with a 1.08 OPS, a very low strikeout rate. Him and Will Smith, absolutely low strikeout rate. Miguel Rojas 3.4% strikeout rate. Shohei Ohtani 16.9% strikeout rate versus lefties. So I think Montgomery's probably going to struggle to get some strikeouts again. He might give up some hits. He might not walk a lot of batters, but these Dodgers guys are patient at the plate, and I think they do enough to get this game done. We've seen them win comfortably yesterday. It would not surprise me to see them win by multiple runs again. Like I said, this Diamondbacks bullpen bad. Dodgers bullpen top 3, top 2, top 3 over the last week. So I trust the Dodgers more, even with this mismatch of starting pitchers. So give me the Dodgers money line. Let's go. All right, final game we're going to look at is the Pirates Athletics. I played the under yesterday, but I didn't give it out, so it doesn't really matter. But the Athletics won 5-1 yesterday. Now they're sending out lefty Alex Wood. He's got a 2.80 ERA in his last 5 starts. He's only going 4 to 5 innings usually. He's given up home runs in 4 straight starts now. He's given up a home run. His last start wasn't bad. It was a solo home run given up to the Yankees. 5 2/3 innings, 5 strikeouts. Now you got Mitch Keller, 7 strikeouts in 5 innings. His last start gave up a home run, 2 walks, 4 earned runs. This Pittsburgh team has been in the California area. They played that Giants series. They've lost 7 of their last 10 games. They're just struggling. Oakland has won 4 of their last 5 games. I mean, neither one of these teams are really too high on my like list right now, but I trust the Athletics a little bit more than I do the Pirates. If you look at most recent, the last 5 to 7 days, the Pirates are kind of middle of the pack as far as hitting versus lefties. Nothing spectacular. They're striking out a lot. Oakland, as far as hitting versus righties, kind of similar, middle of the pack-ish. Let's see, 25.8% K rate. So honestly, I could see another under here in a pitcher-friendly environment at 8. So I'd lean to the under at 8, but I'm going to take the Athletics on the money line as an underdog here. They still have, in the last 7 days, they have one of the best bullpens, allowing hitters to hit at only a 161 average. They're striking out over 26% of their batters, leaving almost 90% of batters on base. So they're getting out of jams. If they do get into them, they're striking batters out. The Pirates can strike out a lot. I think we see another low-scoring game, but I could see the Athletics winning this one 4-2, maybe 4-3 even, something like that. I'm going to go with the A's as underdogs. I don't really like this Pirates team right now, and you're going to give me plus money with the A's, who have the better bullpen. This pitching matchup, 2 veterans, fairly even in my opinion. I don't know. Athletics or as dogs. No, give it to me. Honestly, it's on my favorite play. I do lean to the under at 8, but Mitch Keller kind of does concern me. You don't know what you're going to get from him one day or the next. He's got he can be very unpredictable all over the place. He can pitch 7 one-run innings, 7 innings of shutout baseball he can pitch, and then the next day he can give up 6 runs in 3 innings. So you just never know what you're going to get from Mitch Keller, but I'm going with the A's. This has honestly been a tougher slate this week for me, trying to find games. I hate taking so many favorites, but I don't know. That's all I got. So the A's and the Cubs are my 2 underdogs, I guess, for the day. But that's it. That's all I got for you guys. All right, that's all I got for you guys. I know I took lots of favorites. Don't love it. Don't love taking lots of favorites. But like I said, this is a little bit harder to slate. I think the Twins get an easy win today. The Braves Mariners game, I lean to the Braves. Again, they're a favorite. They had the win yesterday. Had Mitch Garver not hit a 2-run shot, they would have won. They got walked off. Rockies Marlins, it's an ugly game. Two bad teams. I mean, probably take the underdog. I mean, I don't know. I'm not betting that game. It's just bad. The Cardinals Tigers games, I don't have anything on that one. The first game, I mean, maybe Tigers, but not my favorite. The Giants Reds, the Red Sox. I'd probably take the Red Sox in that one if I was going to. Logan Webb can pitch lots of ground balls, but it could be a lower scoring game. But the Red Sox, I just trust a little bit more. Better bullpen and stuff there. Yeah, I don't know. The Rays and Brewers game, the Brewers are struggling right now versus lefties. The Rays, I don't know. Peralta can get strikeouts, but he hasn't been himself lately. In 2 outings at home versus the Rays, he's only had 4 strikeouts in both of them. The Brewers are kind of slumping right now offensively. The Rays at big plus money is kind of appealing. They're hitting 246 versus right-handed pitching, whereas the Brewers are hitting 138 versus lefties. That's over the last week. So, I mean, the Rays at big plus price because it's Peralta going for the Brewers. I mean, it almost makes sense to take the Rays, but I still don't love their bullpen. Let's see, the last 7 days, their numbers have come down a little bit. They're allowing a 212 average, so that's not bad. Milwaukee's bullpen has actually been a lot worse. They're league worst bullpen in the last week, but part of that is due to that Yankees series. So the numbers are a little skewed, but they're allowing hitters to hit 314. So if I was going to take that, I mean, I'd probably take you could take the Rays plus 1.5 and get better value than betting the Brewers straight up in that game. It gives you a little cushion, but yeah, there's some hard ones for me. I couldn't get to one side or the other, but if you guys got some good plays that you like today, drop them in the comments. I'd like to interact with you guys to see what you're on. Like this video if you want to see more content. Subscribe to the channel. Turn notifications on. I know I'm rambling. This is a long video, obviously, but trying to give you guys, as much data as I can to try to make some sort of decisions that make sense. We're trying to make some money, not lose money. That's the goal. So it does suck betting lots of favorites, but sometimes in baseball you gotta run with that. I do say underdogs win over 40% of the time in baseball. So usually if you're betting underdogs, and you're just betting underdogs and not favorites, you can end up making money all season, but you got to pick your spots in baseball. It's just like hockey with money line where you're not betting on spreads, whereas basketball spreads and football spreads. So little different approach on those ones, but that's all I got for you guys. Thanks as always for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video.